Okay, hi, I'm Jim Holland,
And I'm Martha Wilcox.
and we're going to tell you a little story that we just published in Crop Science. It's called Oaxacan Green Dent. Maize is not from Oaxaca. Here are our co-authors. And this picture here is an ear of Oaxacan Green Dent maize. And it's a very interesting corn variety because it has these green kernels, which is really rare. Actually, it's almost unique in maize. It's a very popular variety now among heirloom seed dealers and growers. People are really interested in it because it's a beautiful and interesting variety. However, there's an interview done in 1986 by the folks at Seed Savers Exchange with this gentleman, Ernest Strubbe, who was a painter and a farmer and also a breeder. And he deposited a variety called Ernest Strubbe's Green Dent in the USDA seed collection in 1977, so quite a long time ago. And they interviewed him about this, and he explained the pedigree of his variety, that he had crossed Minnesota 13, a typical yellow dent type variety, to Black Beauty, popcorn. And for 40 years, he got a range of seed colors out of it, and he kept selecting for over and over for green seeds. And now he developed this population that has mostly green kernels. We thought probably this thing that people are calling Oaxacan Green Dent might actually be Ernest Strubbe's Green Dent. And also when I grew it in the field, I said, this does not look like anything from Oaxaca to me. It looks like a well-adapted USA type corn variety. And Martha's going to tell you about what corn from Oaxaca actually looks like.
Yeah, this is the this is bolita maize, which is one of the most iconic types of maize grown in Oaxaca. It's what tlayudas are made from. It is associated with the Zapotec culture in the Valles Centrales in Mexico, in Oaxaca. And it, as you can see, this is the color range that this particular maize has. Yellow, white, black, and kind of it's actually called color of the gusano de maguey. But this is what Oaxacan maize looks like in the Zapotec region. Many of the seed dealers say that Oaxacan Green Dent is a traditional variety from the Zapotec people. That's not the case. There are several varieties in different parts of Oaxaca that are typically used. There are 35 different variants of maize in Oaxaca, and none of them are green. This is a picture of Zapolote Chico, which comes from the isthmus, the isthmus of Oaxaca. It's also very well known, and it is always white. These are the regions that we are talking about in this paper, and you can see the red dots are where the collections came from that we evaluated, and they're associated with this Zapotec culture that is noted in all of these announcements and sales pitches for Oaxacan Green.
So we took those samples of the Oaxacan varieties and we grew them in North Carolina alongside some USA corn populations, and also samples of Oaxacan Green Dent we obtained from some heirloom seed dealers. So there's a number of traits here. And on the left, this is the distribution of the values for the true Oaxacan materials. And these are the distributions of the Oaxacan Green Dent samples here. And then always on the sort of the right position is the USA Corn Belt. And what you can see from this pretty clearly is that the Oaxacan Green Dent samples, when you grow them in the field, they look phenotypically very much like the other USA Corn Belt populations, and they look very distinct from Oaxacan maize. We also sequenced the DNA of a number of these varieties. Everything in magenta is from Oaxaca. Everything in yellow is from the USA Corn Belt. Everything in green is either a Oaxacan Green Dent sample from a seed dealer or samples of things like the ES Green Dent from the USDA PI collection. All you need to know is that everything from Oaxaca is very, very distinct from the Oaxacan Green Dent material. So the genetic evidence is very clear that Oaxacan Green Dent is not from Oaxaca, and it clearly belongs to, was derived from Ernest Strubbe's Green Dent variety. Look at this variety if you're interested. please just call it Ernest Strubbe's Green Dent.
And please stop using Oaxacan to describe this because it devalues the quality of maize from Oaxaca, which is very distinct. Thank you.